everybody, and welcome to Coastal Living. I cannot believe we made it to the weekend, and I am so ready because this weather has been beautiful, and it's just so gorgeous here in the Coastal Bend. With that said, let's celebrate. I'm going to give you the scoop on all the great things happening around the Bend. We're going to head out to the beach with our buddy Jace Tunnel. In case you can't go for yourself, he's going to go explore and see what we can find out at our beautiful beaches. And of course, it's Fashion Friday with our friends at Boutique Bella Bella in Port Aransas. It is worth the drive if you're looking to revamp your wardrobe, and she always has the greatest sales, so it's going to be a great show. Thanks for joining us. It's Coastal Living. Y'all, my favorite season is almost upon us, and I absolutely love spring fashion. If you're looking to revamp your wardrobe like I am, seasons are always changing, just like fashion. You got to stop by Boutique Bella Bella here in Port Aransas. Chrissy, talk to us about all the great deals you'll have going on for spring.
Well, spring is definitely here and in the air here in our store, Boutique Bella Bella. It's a must to come see. We have picked out so many great things from Dallas Market to Las Vegas Market to all across the United States. You have to come see the spring items we have coming in.
That's
awesome.
Right, and a lot of variety because you went to the Vegas Market, and a lot of local boutiques don't end up there. So you're going to see some really great variety and some really great selections here at Boutique Bella Bella. So we've got our fancy models rocking some cute looks. So what do we have?
So we have Lisa here, who is ready to go out, date night, beach night. Check out those shades.
So
anywhere.
cute.
You can even go to Venetian Hot Plate right after the beach.
She's ready for it. Okay.
And here comes Nikki, fashionably late. You can wear this anywhere.
I love it.
It's okay. And here comes our famous Melody wearing our stylish glasses. And look at those pink shorts, those shoes.
So cute.
No attitude at all. You can wear that anywhere. And this is our famous Gina, our wonderful Gina. She's ready for the divots. Who knows? Maybe she's even going to, where we go?
Kentucky Derby. Yes.
Kentucky Derby.
That is screaming Derby. I'm taking that off at home. I'm obsessed. And this one too. Everything you could possibly want and some really great deals. So what, you always have the most insane specials. What's your discount for spring?
So spring, if you come in anything that is spring and it's new fashion, you'll get 30% off your entire purchase as long as it's a spring fashion.
Love that. And we're still doing the March Madness deal. So in case you missed our segment back at the beginning of March, if you have a sports mom and your kids are in basketball or baseball or whatever it may be, we got some really great deals on that as well. What was your March Madness deal?
So March Madness is 50% off all game day. You don't want to miss that because we have so many great things in the store that if you're a game day mom
and you want to show up bougie, show up and show out.
Yes, definitely a place to come is here at Boutique Bella Bella. You will definitely sparkle on.
Yes, and we can't forget to mention that it is rodeo season, and right next door she's got the rodeo. What are we calling it?
We call it the Coastal Rodeo Room. It's got everything you can imagine. Don't forget, rodeo's still coming up. Corpus Christi for May. It's the Corpus Christi Rodeo, so you don't want to miss that.
That's right.
We have everything you need over there at that store. Hats, shoes, boots, whatever.
Yes, so come out and find Boutique Bella Bella. It's also Miss Woody, so really you can get an oil change, you know, tell that husband that's what you're doing and spend some quality time here in the boutique, getting everything you need for spring rodeo and all of the things. So stop by, mention Coastal Living. They'll take extra good care of you and take advantage of these amazing deals. Happy spring!
Happy spring!
Jace Tunnel here. Hey, I'm excited to talk to you about what I'm finding today. It's actually a sea anemone, and we find a number of different sea anemones washing up here. I've videoed some of the floating sea anemones, some of the onion sea anemones. This one is called the hitchhiker sea anemone, and it's also called the tricolor anemone. Caliactis tricolor is the scientific name, and how you can find this is normally you can find them attached to something, and so hermit crabs is very common to be able to find them on the shell that the hermit crab is in, you know, hermit crab or even a snail. Think about the mobility. So that's how this sea anemone is able to move around, is on the back of something else that moves around. And so, you know, it's this symbiotic relationship we talk about where there's a benefit for both parties, because it's a benefit for the hermit crab or the snail because there is a protective mechanism that this sea anemone has. And so I'll show some close-up shots of what's called Acontia. And these are orange threads that this sea anemone can shoot out that has stinging cells on it. And so for the hermit crab or the snail, it protects them from predators that might be trying to eat them, because it can shoot these these things out and deter any kind of predators from getting them. And then the benefit for the sea anemone is that it gets a free ride, and it can feed, filter feed on other things that are, washing around at different spots because it's moving. So, it's not that uncommon to find these, but you got to know what you're looking for, because when they wash up, they're just a brown blob. You would never know what it is until you put it in water. So I always take like a little aquarium or a little jar or something like that that's see-through, put a little salt water in there, and then drop this thing in there. And in about 5 to 10 minutes, you'll see it open up and it will come alive. Super cool to see. So next time you're at the beach, maybe try to do that. Another cool feature of these is they are shapeshifters. So like if you have an aquarium at your house and you put them in there, you'll notice they change shape. They move around the aquarium. They can totally different looking. They can change even their color tones when they come out. What I like to do is if I see them being active, I get my phone and I'll record for about a minute. It looks like they're moving real slow, but then you can speed that video up and it really makes it look like incredible, fast-moving animal, when in reality, it's real slow. But just an amazing animal. Okay, so I really just wanted to be able to show y'all what these little brown blobs are that are washing up, so that you know what to do. Now I'm going to put this one back in the water so it has a chance to survive. But with that, I guess we'll keep this one short, and we'll talk to you on the next episode of Beachcombing. Bye.
Let's get into all the fun things happening this weekend around the Bend, beginning with the iconic Touch a Truck event hosted by the Junior League of Corpus Christi. That's happening this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Here's why this is so amazing. This is the 7th year that they partner with HEB to host this event. It's free, it's family friendly, and it's open to all of the community, offering an opportunity for kids to explore vehicles of all types, public service vehicles, emergency, utility, construction, landscaping, everything you can think of. Now the kids are allowed to get behind the wheel, meet the folks who help build, protect, and serve our community, and it's just a super fun experience. There are food trucks, a kids zone to be a part of the day's activities, and they even have a horns-free time from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. for our sensory-sensitive children. So please make plans to go out. My kids look forward to this every year. Saturday at 12:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. it is the Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow and Fire. You know that's going to be a good time over at the American Bank Center. Saturday at 7:30, it's a special viewing of Inside Out 2 for the Cinema at the Park series. Bring your family, your pets, your lawn chairs, and your blankets, however, no tents, to Windrock Park Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Food and drinks available for purchase, exciting giveaways, and all kinds of fun stuff. That is at $49.50 Cedar Pass, free admission. If you're looking for a summer job, on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. you can check out the Summer Job Fair over at the Greenwood Senior Center. They're looking for lifeguards. This is a great opportunity to get your feet wet, haha, see what I did there, and make some money while having a good time in the sun this summer. All week long, it's Ingleside Roundup Days and Music Festival. That's 3 days of carnival rides, games, food, awesome arts and crafts vendors, and of course, fantastic entertainment with bands like the Covertones, the Spasmatics, Beto Ramon, and so many more. So head out there and enjoy. If you're single and ready to mingle, there is a speed dating event on Sunday at Politics Sports Bar from 9:30 to 8:30. Look up the details online. I came across this and I thought I had to throw something in there for my single friends. All right, guys, that's what's happening this weekend around the Bend. Get out, have some fun, and don't forget to tag us in your photos at Coastal Living TV on Facebook and Instagram. There are always always great things to do here in the Coastal Bend, especially over at the American Bank Center in Salina Auditorium. On April 6th, you have a chance to indulge in a taste of Ireland. I have Ken and Brittany here to give us a scoop on what to expect from this event. Tell us first a little bit about yourselves and your history in Irish dance.
Yeah, so I was lucky enough living back in Cork in Ireland. My mum and dad teach Irish dancing and have a school, so that's kind of how I got into it. They chucked me into the Irish dancing class when I was a little kid and grew to love it, and just glad I can travel the world now and call it my job.
Very cool. And how about yourself, Brittany?
Yeah, my mum was born in Ireland, and then her and her family moved out to Australia and wanted to keep the Irish culture alive, so kind of put me and my sister into the dance class, and then it kind of stuck ever since.
I love it. Okay, so your entire lives, have y'all just been like fiddling around the house doing the Irish dance? Just you're bored eating a snack, doing the ditty, right? This is so cool. So what are we going to learn and experience at A Taste of Ireland? I think this is such a cool show to bring to the Coastal Bend.
Yeah, so it's a live Irish music and dance production, and it basically transports the audience on a journey through Ireland's most tumultuous history, from its creation and the Fianna up through when the Vikings came over and the famine, at the Easter Rising, right up to modern day Ireland. And we kind of like to also educate the audience on Irish history, because a lot of audience members, they might have a little bit of Irish in them, they might not, they might want to learn about Ireland, because I mean, especially after St. Patrick's Day, everyone loves Ireland, to be fair, and we kind of tried to show the audience that through Irish music and dance.
I love that, and you speak so eloquently about your history, and for me, as just a regular American person with I'm trying to learn my own history, right? So I think it's really, really neat to be able to immerse ourselves in a different culture and to understand the history and where y'all came from and what you've been through, right, as a culture. So this is going to be a really exciting show. Is this story told mostly through song and dance? What can we experience as far as energy at the show?
Yeah, it's told through Irish music and dance, but we also have a live element to the show as well. So it's we rely on the audience quite a bit, so if we mess up, they will know and they will let us know. But
I love that.
They enjoy it, and we enjoy it as well.
I love that you mentioned messing up, period, because in a show, I think we expect to see something that's like perfect and to the T, and the fact that we can engage that way and sort of keep an eye out for it is very exciting. Okay, so speaking of messing up, you all are going to teach me how to do a little bit of Irish dance today, so y'all don't judge me, but I got my safe sneakers on, and I'm just going to go with the flow, guys. This is going to be very humbling.
Right.
Okay.
So this dance is actually called St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
Which tradition we yesterday. So we're going to start with right foot in front, and we're going to go hop on the right.
Hop.
We're going to hop it back, and then we're going to do 2 tips on the left. 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah?
Nice.
And then we can try it on the left foot.
Sure.
Yeah. We'll go hop with the left, hop back, and then tip on the right, and tip on the right again.
All right. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm going to say I've seen this on TV, and I really thought, that's easy. I could do that. It's a lot harder than it looks, requires a lot of coordination. So I'm going to back off for a second and let y'all see a real taste of Ireland and what you can expect at the show. So you guys take it away.
Yep.
Wow, impressive, guys. And y'all didn't even break a sweat. I'm over here panting after one little hop. So if you want to indulge yourself, immerse yourself in the culture of Ireland, get a taste of Ireland, we highly encourage you to check out this show April 6th at the Salina Auditorium. Head out and have some fun, get your tickets today, and support this fantastic act. Thank y'all so much.
Thanks for having us.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere. You know, American Bank Center is always bringing it with the incredible shows, and you have an opportunity to get a taste of Ireland, immerse yourself in the culture, and learn even more. When we return from our break, we'll get the scoop on.
For inflation, the IRS raised both the standard deduction amount as well as tax brackets. It has led to larger tax refunds for Americans, despite the fact there are fewer people who have filed their tax returns this year compared to this time last year.
I'm just going to put this disclaimer out there. If you owed or owe the government money on taxes this year, I'm sorry. Please don't kill the messenger when I say the average American is taking back more cash from Uncle Sam via tax return this year.
There's reason to believe that we'll continue to see higher tax refunds going forward.
According to IRS data, the IRS has returned $145 billion since the start of the current tax season, more than a 7% increase from this time in 2024. The average individual refund is also larger. In the 6th week of tax season last year, it was $3,145. In the 6th week of this year, refunds have averaged $3,324. For direct deposits, people are also getting bigger returns this year than last.
Even though we really like these big tax refunds and it can feel good to get a windfall and put them towards high interest debt and all that sort of thing, in theory, you don't want to get a giant refund because it essentially means that you have given the government an interest-free loan.
The biggest reason for the increase is the standard deduction, which the government raised by $750 for single filers, $1,500 for joint filers, and $1,100 for heads of household. The bump was to account for higher prices due to inflation. Tax brackets also changed, so some folks got to keep more of their money, even if their income didn't change.
That is not free money. That's money you earn throughout the year, and so you shouldn't just go spend it on a frivolous purchase.
Andrea Warrock is a consumer spending expert and says even though it might feel like a big payday, the best thing you can do is put that money towards savings and high-interest debt.
We saw balances hit all-time highs at the end of Q4. So if you're paying high interest, maybe 20% or more on that credit card balance, using that tax refund can help you pay.
Fall in love with this delicious, refreshing, citrusy, high-protein, low-calorie ceviche for the summertime. Here's what you need: some citrus, your lime, your oranges. Of course, I like my spice, a little serrano, and my secret ingredient is the mango. Now, you can't have ceviche without your fish or your shrimp. I opted in for the deveined shrimp. I'm not trying to do all that extra work. Bring your water to a boil with a little bit of salt, toss in your shrimp, and while it's cooking, grab yourself a container of ice. The shrimp cooks very quickly. You don't want it to overcook, which is why we're tossing it in the ice. It's gonna cut off the cooking time of that shrimp and cool it very quickly. Gave it a little shimmy and let that cool while I got my juices flowing. So then I prefer, another secret ingredient, to throw in a little bit of orange citrus. Now, I had some of these little tangerines that were getting ready to go bad, so I threw those in there, and it's just the perfect amount of sweet and citrus. You can't have ceviche without lime. I probably put in about 3 or 4 limes. This is something you can customize towards the end if you're not getting enough flavor. Again, everything is a preference. I prefer cherry tomatoes. I like the density of them. Don't ask me why I cut my onion like this. I think I was showing off for TV and it just didn't work out. You want to cut everything down to about a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch chunk. Please don't put your ceviche in a blender unless you really like that texture. You're just not going to get that chunky goodness that you get if you spend the time dicing all of your fruits and vegetables. Speaking of fruits, my mango wasn't quite ripe and I was worried this was going to bust my whole recipe, but I had enough sweetness in it and enough crunch that once it hit that acidity, it was actually the perfect density. You know I like my spice, so I had to throw in these giant serrano peppers I found at H-E-B. Believe it or not, they actually really packed a punch, so that added the perfect amount of spice and kick. Now, the first thing you want to do is throw your shrimp into the citrus. That way it absorbs all the citrus. Of course, you can always cook the shrimp for your ceviche without boiling it. You can just let it sit in the acidity of your citrus, but that means it needs to sit for at least 3 hours. And honestly, I do prefer cooked shrimp in my ceviche. So this is just my flavor, the way that I like to make it. I threw in all my ingredients, gave it a good mix. Everything was looking really good. In fact, I am salivating as we speak because my goodness, this is just such a refreshing meal for just about anybody as long as you don't mind shrimp. And it doesn't even have a fishy taste. When the citrus and everything gets included in there, it's so good. Threw in a little bit of garlic powder, some serrano salt from our friends at Freedom Harvest Farms. Very, very good. And then, of course, a good amount of anything but the bagel, which I pretty much put on everything. Now, something was missing. I thought I could skip the lemon, and you just can't. Lemon has that extra tart flavor to it that just adds the extra kick that we needed in this ceviche. So we threw that in there, gave it a really good mix. And our last ingredient was avocado. Now, if you're portioning this out and saving some for later, I recommend leaving the avocado out until it's ready to eat. But when I tell y'all that this disappeared off the table so quick, it sure did. The flavor was incredible. This is great for family gatherings. Don't forget your peppers. That's another thing you can put on the side if not everybody enjoys spice. You can serve this with cucumber slices if you're trying to go carb-free, or throw in the chips, but this delicious recipe is to die for. Try it at home. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoy it all summer long. A legendary British metal band is selling a different kind of metal. The Boeing plane used by Iron Maiden on its 2016 world tour is being dismantled by Aviation Tag. The German company specializes in recycling retired planes and will create unique tags from the fuselage. The keychain size tags will cost about $70 each, and there's no word on how many tags will be made, but the plane is big enough to make about 100,000, so you do the math. And if you ask me, this is a pretty clever use of the metal for that, right? We're gonna make some money. For more information, check it out on Aviation Tag. Show, and we have almost made it to the weekend. If you're working till 5:30, you got a little bit longer to go, but thank you for watching us while you're at work. And even then, have a fantastic weekend. Take all the photos because you know we're gonna ask for them on Monday. And again, it's just a beautiful weekend, and we should be so grateful to live here in the Coastal Bend. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you Monday.